Well, hello, good morning. I'm Dr. Julia Royson of BK Royson Publishing, Royal Media and Publishing, and the Book Business Bosses, where we help you get your message to the masses, turn your words into wealth, and be a book business boss. This is the day that the Lord has made. We shall rejoice, we shall sing, and be glad in it. So today, I want to talk a little bit about the vision before me, keeping the vision ever before me. Keep the vision ever before you. We all know Habakkuk 2 and 2. Write the vision, make it plain, that those that read it can run. But then 3 says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. So having the vision ever before you, he just whispered this into my spirit, into my ears. Keep the vision ever before you. Make sure you stay focused on the vision and not easily get distracted, because that's usually what happens. So, you know, um, you get off course. Oh, I have people tell me this all the time. Oh, God told me to write this book, and I started writing, and then I got easily distracted, and then this happened and that happened, and I understand that death happens, no matter what it is, no matter what the objective is. There are some things that are for an appointed time right now, and then that season ends, and then that time has passed, or the project was fulfilled. We're good. Close it up. We're done. We opened up, and then time to shut it down. I've even known people that have been in ministry, and God told them to be in ministry, but some things we never understand quite. That sometimes that ministry is only for an appointed time. And even though there may be people who have a lot of derogatory things to say, if you're obeying God and you close it down, or it's supposed to be shut down, then you're obeying God. Period. Bottom line. No matter what people say, no matter what people think. So number one with this vision, the vision is from who? Not just something you thought about, or it's a good idea. It may be a great idea, but is it a God idea? And did you get the vision from God himself? And even if you did, great, but there's some things you're going to have to do. So remember in the Bible when Jesus was healing any person, there were sometimes some things that the person had to do. Go dip in the water 7 times. He put mud on his eyes. Go get the water and rinse your eyes, and wash your face and wash your eyes. There's usually some part that the person has to play, be led. The man who was let down in the roof, he had 4 friends who got him up on the roof, tore the roof off, and then let him down at the feet of Jesus. So there's something that you have to do too as well. Oh, I'm waiting on the Lord. Well, you're going to be waiting because the Lord has given you some instructions to do, and he's given you a vision. But what you need to go back and say, what do you want me to do first? So Habakkuk 2 says, first that you determine that it's God's vision, then you write it down. There's something about psychologically that happens when you actually write something down that cues your brain, and hopefully will cue your mouth, speak life into it, and then it'll move your feet and your body into action. Normally, I believe you if you say you got a vision from God, but that you bought in, that you're in agreement and stand in agreement with God is when you start moving. Even if you don't know all the details, and even if you don't know all the specifics, I always know that you've bought in, even if you're quiet and don't say anything, but you're doing your homework. You're doing your research. You're finding a coach. You're looking for a mentor. You say, I got something from God, but I can't talk about it right now because I don't know all the details. If you just pray with me, if you have a prayer partner, you have someone in agreement with prayer with you. Don't always have to tell the details because you may not even know no details. But the vision has to still be ever before you. You can't just, and it may not be for a length, a time. And he'll tell you the vision is yet for a point in time. And he's going to tell you exactly when, but there's some things that you have to do. So number one, you decide, okay, this is a God vision. It may scare me after death and makes me nervous and makes me quiver. But if it came from God, he's not gonna change his mind, you know. So because callings come without repentance, gifts and callings come without repentance. So if he's called you to it, he's gonna bring you through it. But you know, it's gonna take something for you. And so you write it down. Number two, you know it's from God. Number one. Number two, you write it down. You start writing it down. And then number three, you start memorizing it, what he said, and knowing what he said. You know how you have those dreams, you don't remember what they were? Okay, well, they might have been, you know, warfare of that psychological time. But when I have a dream and I remember it, I start writing it down and I remember it. I write it down and, you know, I put a date on it, prophecies and things. I put a date on it. That's the reason why my electronic calendar on my phone is so important. So I memorize it. I know what he said. I remember what he said. If I get busy, I'll put notifications on my phone of what he said and when that was. And then the next thing is, so I write it down, then I start memorizing. Okay, God says, and then I start looking for it. But while I'm looking for it, I'm in prayer meditation. And sometimes some visions and some things that God has for us to do and ever in our face is for a futuristic time. You know, I had a dream and a vision of, you know, getting married, but it was years before that happened. And the dream and vision was it was like a two-parter. And I didn't realize it was too late, too much later. But I had the dream like 2 or 3 years. I got married in 2006. Well, I probably started having that dream in 2002, 2003. But then it was a two-parter. The second part was my dad was missing. Where did he go? And why couldn't we find him? And so that was a kind of a recurring thing. But that was the precursor of him being passed away. But he walked me down the aisle in 2006, and he didn't pass away until 2010. So yeah, I was kind of glad God gave me that 8 years in advance, 7, 8 years before. But so therefore, some visions that you see, oh, I'm going to be a millionaire. Well, then there's some things you need to be doing. You need to be determining that. Just speaking it will not be enough. Just even praying about it will not be enough. But you need to read books. You need to figure out what millionaires do, how millionaires behave. How do you get a million? What is God telling you to do to get you just to speak that out? I'm a millionaire. Well, yeah, that's a part of it. But the other part of it is the work that goes into it. You know, to go from 4 figures to 5 figures, from 5 figures to 6 figures, from 6 figures to 7 figures. And making that transition is major. So number one, where does the vision come from? Number two, write that book down. Write it down. 3, you should be memorizing it. You should be speaking it over yourself. Number 4, prayer meditation. Pray about it. Pray without ceasing, the Bible says. Pray about everything. And ask him, okay, what should I be doing now? And he'll tell you. And then study to show thyself approved, workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. Now, some of you say, well, okay, it's talk about studying the word. Yeah, but you still got to study everything. You're supposed to read, not only read the word, but you need to read the newspaper. You might need to read some books. You might need to take a class. You might need to take a course. You might need to get a mentor. You might need a coach. You might study. Look it up. Ask questions. Ask questions not over the text, but other people who do it. Have you done this? What do you think? I ask my husband stuff all the time. And sometimes he can rattle off like an encyclopedia. And sometimes he says, I have to do some more research. I have to look that up and find some more. There is nothing wrong with that. There's no shame in that at all. Only God knows everything, believe you me. So study. And then finally, when it's time to move, you have to execute it. Because some things it's not that it's not going to happen, but some things have to be done at a specific time. Some things are in a specific window. So putting that vision ever before you, like I have gotten a vision for the next 3 to 5 years, but what that looks like, the big umbrella terms. Okay, so I have the next 3 to 5 years, big umbrella, but I don't know where death is, and I don't know where. but I have it to keep moving. Sometimes, we get so stickler on it. He said this, yeah, but that may be a big overall, over encompassing idea or vision. But how that's going to happen and all the twists and turns and up and down, you may know Z, but you're right here at A. How you going to get there between the B and the Y? To get the Z is twists and turns and disappointment and low budgets and breakthroughs, and then we down deficit again, and then the life of an entrepreneur, if you want it, you better be able to have a huge prayer and meditation life, a prayer life, faith life, a walk, faith walk. And that's not to mention that you're looking at the account, or you're looking at the contract that didn't come through. You're looking at the grant that didn't get approved. You're looking for the application that didn't. And it's a real thing. And it's a real test. And it's a real, and then this one died and that burned down and that one didn't come through and that one, and you missed that one. And the vision, keep the vision ever before you, because there's going to be all kinds of things that are going to seek to sway you and get you off target. But move when he says move, though. Get going when he says get going. I hope that helps you today. I hope that gets you on your way as you move forward. We have already started. This is October 1st. So this is the first Sunday of fourth quarter. So fourth quarter means this is the end. This is the fourth quarter. So imagine the game in the fourth quarter. This is it. This is going to decide how you finish this year. And this doesn't decide whether you win or lose forever, not like a football game. But this will decide how you finish your year. How will the momentum carry you into 2024 if the Lord lets us see it? How will the momentum be an asset or a liability? Will it be, okay, good. Now we can roll into 2024 a little bit easier. Or are there things that you're going to leave undone in 2023 that you have to get done in 2024? It's something to think. Or there are some things in my case that I'm going to leave in 2023 and things that I'm going to participate in 2024. I'm not going there again in 2024. Or there's some things I did in 2023 that I'm doing that again. I want to go there again. Oh yeah, I want to be a part of that. Or there may be some new places that come up that I have to go to God and say, should I do it? Should I not? And do you know sometimes he does not say yes or no? You're like, well, he didn't say it. Well, should I have done it? Usually if he doesn't say something specific, that means use your own judgment. And I come back and learn. I'm like, well, you could have warned me about it. So what'd you learn? The greatest test of when the teacher stops talking. Hello. So keep the vision ever before. Some people have to have Post-it notes on the computer, on the in the bathroom, on the mirror, on the refrigerator, so that you can keep. What is the main thing? Keeping the main thing, because you can easily get distracted with all kinds of things. Ooh, that's a really good idea, and it worked for them. Will it work for you? I've had to do that. I've had friends who said, well, I'm going to head down this direction. And I looked at it and no. And I said, God bless you, but that one's not for me. I'm going to stay in the vein that I'm supposed to be in. And what worked for me works for me. What worked for them may not work for me. So, this is a grown-up business, a grown-up world. So you have to decide. So keep the vision ever before you. Keep working at it. Keep executing. Keep is this ever going to happen? But some things you have to know step by step. If you don't know all the processes, I've said that before. If you don't know all the processes of how a thing is really supposed, not that you perfect it, but you need to know how it works. Especially in your business, you need to know how that booger works. And just outsourcing everything and you don't know how it works at all. Okay. Slow You can still get there. You still get finished. You'll still arrive at the destination, and it'll be great when you get there. And then you'll have a testimony, and you'll have a praise report, and you'll have tears and tears of joy and tears of sadness all wrapped up into one. You'll remember the pain, but the rewards will be so much greater. And in the end, you will live your best life, which is coming up at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time with your host, me, right there on envision-radio.com, where praise meets talk. And then coming up at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time is the Spike Davis and Friends Show. Tune in for laughs, music, and more. And then on Tuesdays is the Book Business Boss Show. Tuesdays at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I'm having a ball. Going through writing, publishing, and promotion. And for this season, we're talking about publishing. And I didn't even realize I could get that many episodes about publishing, but we just keep going. And new things keep coming up, and it is a living, breathing, moving thing. So super excited. Tune in 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on envision-radio.com, and the replays at the bookbusinessbosspodcast.com. Coming up, where are we? Where are we in the world? Coming up on October 14th. Now, I didn't talk about this last week, but I just got approved for the application to present my books at the 6th anniversary of the Center for Black Literature and Culture there at the Indianapolis Public Library, the Central Library branch. So I'm super excited for that on October the 14th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. So that's right down the street from me. I am an Indiana business, so anytime I'm able to go to Indianapolis or anytime I'm able to participate in anything in Indianapolis, I'm always honored to do so. I primarily have been at Indiana Black Expo, which I enjoy every year and have done it for multiple years. And Lord be willing, I'll do it again, have a booth there in 2024 as well. But this is a new venture for me, never been there before. So I really look forward to that. So if you're in the Indianapolis area, please stop by on October 14th. There'll be tons of authors there with all types of books for you to purchase. And it is celebrating an awesome the Center for Black Literature and Culture. It should be a wonderful time, and I'm honored to be a part of it. As a matter of fact, it is a sold-out event. So I'm really honored to be a part of that. And then October 27th and 28th, I'll be in Houston, Texas at the National Black Book Festival. On October 27th, I'll be teaching on publishing at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then I'll be the facilitator for the publishers panel at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. There at the National Black Book Festival in Houston, Texas, and Fallbrook Church there in Houston. So stop by. It's a huge facility, but be sure and find us there. Super excited to be there yet again this year. So we have a lot of things coming down the pike, a whole lot of things headed even toward the end of the year. So we'll have even more things to announce to you. November and December is going to be off the chain as well. So I thought I'd be like finished by November. No, we got more to go. We got more to do, and books as well. So if you're interested in publishing and you're like, okay, it's been a goal of mine, I've been talking about it for the longest, let's have a conversation. Go to talkwithroyston.com. That's talkwithroyston.com. And you know, all of my books are at juliaroystonstore.com. That's juliaroystonstore.com. So we're heading into the holidays and all that good stuff. So you all be on the lookout. Follow me on all social media platforms. I'm on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, X, whatever it is now. And also on TikTok. So I'm super excited to have been with you today. You will be blessed and have an awesome rest of the week. And hope to see you again next week. Be blessed. Bye-bye.